Our top focus story is the latest developments in the bhangra that's on in Punjab politics. India Today has learned that the Congress party has managed to placate a sulking Sidhu. Navjot Singh Sidhu's demands will be met is what sources in the Congress are telling India Today. Sources say that a peace formula is being worked out between Punjab's Chief Minister Charanjit Singh Channi and Navjot Singh Sidhu. India Today has learned that Channi has agreed to accept at least some demands raised by Navjot Singh Sidhu. The Chief Minister is likely to appoint a parallel authority on the Advocate General issue. They are expected to address a press conference. The timing yet to be known.
सिद्धू साहब को मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि उन्हें पेशेंस रखनी चाहिए और यहाँ कोई कमियाँ रह गई हैं वो पार्टी प्लेटफार्म पे या उनको चाहिए कि वो अगर बात करना चाह रहे हैं तो मुख्यमंत्री जी से बैठ कर के बात करनी चाहिए। और मुझे लगता है कि सिद्धू साहब ने जितनी जल्दबाजी से काम लिया है उन्हें अपने फैसले पे दोबारा विचार करना चाहिए और कोई भी ऐसी चीज़ नहीं करनी चाहिए जिससे पार्टी का नुकसान हो और जिससे पंजाब के लोग जो है वो मजाक समझें।
So Charanjit Singh Channi has been able to placate Navjot Singh Sidhu. That's what is being said. But there is another camp in Punjab, and that's Captain Amrinder Singh, who's made his intentions very clear. He has decided to quit the Congress. The captain made it very clear he is not joining the Bharatiya Janata Party. But he's just landed in Chandigarh a short while ago, and he made another thing very clear. He will ensure that Navjot Singh Sidhu does not win.
Navjot Singh Sidhu on a rebellion. Punjab CM Channi is trying to pacify mounting unrest. But it is Captain who is in the thick of all action. Amrinder Singh, who was forced to quit the post of Punjab CM, has made his intentions clear.
Number one, I am not going to remain in the Congress. Number two, I am not joining the BJP.
Amrinder says the party is going downhill and is sidelining senior party leaders. He also blamed Sidhu's elevation as Punjab unit chief for his decision. He accused the party of playing into the hands of anti-India forces.
Sidhu is not the right man for Punjab, and agar wo ladega, jahan se bhi ladega, main usko nahi jeetne.
While Amrinder says he's on the way out of the Congress, he claims he is not headed to the BJP. His series of meetings in the national capital has sparked speculations of a handshake between Captain and the Saffron Party. Amrinder met Home Minister Amit Shah and National Security Advisor Ajit Doval in the 3 days he was in Delhi. The Amrinder camp claims his talks with Shah were on farm laws and the protest over it. Sources tell India Today he raised national security issues during the meeting. But Amrinder is silent on whether politics was also on the agenda. Less than 5 months left for the assembly polls. Will Captain become the biggest thorn for the Congress government in Punjab? With Kamaljit Sandhu in Patiala and Anand Patel in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
So as this political power play unfolds in Punjab with Captain Amrinder Singh being at the center of this implosion in the Congress party, one person has become the casualty of Punjab's political bhangra because he shares the name with the captain. He too is Amrinder Singh, but he's actually the goalkeeper of the Indian national football team.
This is a very, very serious problem. This is not a thing to take lightly.
The political game is on in Punjab. Rival camps going all out. Captain Amrinder Singh is in the thick of the action. But amidst all the dashing, cries of foul play and self-goals, and one person is clearly not having a ball. This man, Amrinder Singh, an unfortunate casualty of the Punjab political bhangra. But don't get confused, He too is Amrinder Singh, but he's as far from politics as the captain is from football. This Amrinder is actually the goalkeeper of India's national football team, who shares his name with Punjab's former chief minister. With a spelling which is very similar to the captain's first name, he finds himself dragged into the political playing arena unwittingly. His Twitter timeline has been flooded with tags dealing with political barbs and insinuations and even abuse by admirers and detractors alike, who keep on mistaking him for the Captain Amrinder Singh. So flustered was the footballer with the case of mistaken identity, he took to Twitter to clarify and urge everyone to please stop tagging him, saying he's actually the goalkeeper of the Indian football team and not the former Chief Minister of Punjab. The politician Amrinder Singh couldn't help but empathize with the young footballer, sportingly quoting the tweet of his namesake and wishing him good luck for his games ahead. The tale of two Amrinders adding some comic relief to the already red-hot Game of Thrones in Punjab. Bureau Report, India Today.
And moving on, popular Kannada actor Saujanya died by suicide at her Bengaluru residence, leaving the entertainment industry in shock. The Bengaluru police have found a 3-page suicide note in the actor's apartment, which is addressed to her family. Saujanya wrote that her mental health was deteriorating and that she was disturbed by the norms of the entertainment industry in Karnataka. The 25-year-old said she decided to take this extreme measure and that no one should be held responsible or blamed for her actions. The actor featured in Kannada serials and movies in her career, but her suicide has come as a shock for her fans and friends. Republican senators have tabled a bill in the US Senate demanding deeper investigations into Taliban's victory in Afghanistan and seeking sanctions against those who assisted in the fall of a democratically elected government in Afghanistan. Now, this bill seeks a probe into Pakistan government's role in helping the Taliban, not just in 2021, but in the past 20 years. US senators seek an inquiry into Pakistan's state support to Taliban.
How they'll be used. And they're with those units.
Anger spikes in the United States of America after Pakistan stabbed the US in the back.
It's clear they never had a plan.
Pakistan stocks plunge as US senators seek sanctions on Taliban.
Unabridged advice of
Reports say sanctions could be extended to Pakistan. Karachi Stock Exchange sheds 1,200 points. Pakistani rupee hits an all-time low, 270 to a dollar. Trouble mounts for Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan. Pakistan Army and ISI policy in Afghanistan may return to haunt Pakistan in the days and weeks ahead. A bill has been introduced in the US Senate calling for an inquiry into Pakistan's support to the Taliban for the 2021 offensive that led to the collapse of the democratically elected Ashraf Ghani government. The bill, Afghanistan Counter-Terrorism Oversight and Accountability Act, seeks a detailed investigation into the circumstances that resulted in the Taliban takeover of Afghanistan. 22 US senators have backed the bill seeking sanctions on Taliban and sanctions against foreign governments and non-state actors backing the Taliban.
Do we have any evidence, intelligence or otherwise, of Pakistani troops on the ground, intelligence officers, air support, or any troops on the ground assisting the Taliban, or command and control assisting the Taliban offensive?
I prefer to answer that question in closed session.
I'll take that as a yes. And Mr. Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Walsh, your time has expired.
that's not going to go to a civil war. It's going to go to a regional war.
And
Amidst growing criticism of the manner in which US President Joe Biden's order to withdraw from Afghanistan was implemented, the bill also says not later than 180 days after the date of the enactment of this act and not less frequently than annually thereafter, the Secretary of State, in consultation with the Secretary of Defense and the Director of National Intelligence, shall submit to the appropriate congressional committees a report on entities providing support to the Taliban. The bill seeks an investigation into the support provided to Taliban since their ouster from Afghanistan in 2001 and states support by state and non-state actors, including the government of Pakistan, for the Taliban between 2001 and 2020, provision of sanctuary space, financial support, intelligence support, logistics and medical support, training, equipping and tactical, operational or strategic direction. The bill resulted in Pakistani stocks nosediving at the Karachi Stock Exchange. Pakistan's Express Tribune reported Pakistani stocks nosedived 1,200 points after the bill was tabled in the US Senate. The Pakistani rupee traded at 170 against the dollar in the interbank market and traded around 172 to a dollar in the open market. The US, at least for now, intends to hold Pakistan's feet to fire on Pakistan's state support to terror. Bureau Report, India Today. So as Pakistan's fortunes nosedive, let me move to the good news story. The Indian vaccine Covaxin is all set to get an approval from the World Health Organization. After a long delay, the emergency use approval is coming India's way. In a mega exclusive, India Today has accessed documents that all the World Health Organization queries have been answered by Covaxin.
Made in India Covaxin is all set to get the approval of the World Health Organization by the end of October. As per documents accessed by India Today, the COVID vaccine has successfully answered all queries by the WHO. In the World Health Organization's guidance document that has been accessed by India Today, it is evident that the process of assessment has been completed and that there are no more details that have been sought from the company and that the approval is expected. The guidance document also says that July 6th is when the review process for Covaxin had started within the World Health Organization. The nod will give much-needed boost to crores of Indians vaccinated with Covaxin since their vaccination status is not recognized world over. What about the approval for Covaxin by the World Health Organization, the emergency use listing?
I think very significant progress has taken place. There are positive signals from every quarter. We believe this could happen in the next few days, maybe a couple of weeks. We are constantly engaged with the World Health Organization. We know that with data being provided by Covaxin, it is being respected hugely, and we are on track for an early licensure.
Around 11% of India's total vaccinations are by Covaxin. Once approved, Indians who have taken Covaxin will be able to travel abroad without the need to quarantine. It is also going to be a shot in the arm for the maker, Bharat Biotech. It is going to enable it to begin commercial deals, exports and contribution to global vaccine platform COVAX, helping developing countries. Meanwhile, Sputnik V, developed by Russia's Gamaleya Institute and in use in India like all other countries, is still awaiting a WHO clearance. But Serum Institute's Covovax, known as Novavax outside of India and being tested on children, is likely to see a WHO nod soon. In New Delhi, Sneha Murdani for India Today.
And time now for an India Today special segment on the anti-fake news. Now, there was a claim that was made that Manke Mage Hite singer Yohani was appointed as the cultural ambassador. Now, India Today's anti-fake news war room did a fact check, and the information is that no official appointment has been made by the Indian High Commission so far. Well, that is all we have time for on this special broadcast. Many thanks for watching. A quick break. Law and order situation in Uttar Pradesh and lots more.